Hey, third grade, and welcome to our first Global Studies video that we will be doing through our new virtual learning platform. This week, we're going to begin with the banana farming process. So, let's begin with our objective. Remember, your objective tells you what you should be able to do by the end of the video. By the end of this video, you should be able to identify where exactly bananas are grown. You should also be able to tell me what kind of climate bananas grow best in and identify the different roles that occur in banana farming. So let's jump into it. Before we head into banana farming, let's go over what trade is. Trade happens all over the world. It happens when a particular place has a lot of one thing but wants another thing. They may find a place that has what they want and swap those items. Let's look at an example. We have country A and country B. Country A has bananas but wants coffee, and country B has coffee but wants bananas. Country A and country B can trade their goods or swap their items so each country has what they need. So country A would give country B some of their bananas, and country B would give country A some of its coffee. So, now that we understand how trading works, let's take 20 seconds to think. How do bananas get into our grocery stores? Before I give you the answer to this question, let's first look at how bananas are grown. Bananas are grown in plantations or farms. A banana plant takes about 9 months to grow up and produce a bunch of bananas. Most of our bananas are grown either in Central America or South America. Go back to these maps and take a few seconds to think. Where do you think most of the bananas the US gets come from? Let's see if your guesses were right. Most of our bananas come from Guatemala, Ecuador, Costa Rica, Colombia, Mexico, and Honduras. Hmm, why do you think these places are better for banana farming than the places we live in? When you're thinking of your answer, think of the conditions that other plants grow in. The reason most of our bananas come from other places and we don't really grow them here has everything to do with climate. The climate is the temperature and moisture in the air in a particular place. The ideal temperature or the perfect temperature to grow bananas is between 78 and 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Most of the bananas that we eat in the US are grown in tropical areas that have warmer climates. These areas I mentioned have warmer climates because they are located closer to the equator. Now that we've gone over where bananas are grown and what climate they like, let's see how bananas go from these plantations to our grocery stores. The journey begins on these banana plantations with our banana workers. These are the people that actually work on the banana farms. They work about 12 to 14 hours daily. Their jobs include washing the bananas, cutting the bananas, and applying fertilizers and pesticides to the soil. These banana workers oftentimes have a very difficult job. First, they work these long hours in really hot conditions. Their skin also gets affected because their hands are practically in water all day long when they're washing the bananas. When it's time to cut the bananas, they carry these heavy loads of bananas on their backs. Also, by applying these fertilizers and pesticides, they are putting themselves at risk for different diseases such as cancer. Pesticides are also sprayed from planes and they can fall onto people's homes or schools. The next step of our journey takes us to packing the bananas. Oftentimes, this job is done by women and child laborers. They have to wash, wrap, and package the bananas. They also have to check the bananas to make sure that they meet the standards that many of the stores that buy the bananas require them to meet. They also pack the bananas into different boxes. Next on our journey, we have transporting. The transporter receives the boxes of bananas and puts them on these trucks to transport or to move them to the port. The loading port is where bananas go from the transporter to a ship. This ship will then take the bananas from their original location, which might be somewhere like Ecuador and Guatemala, to where they need to go. Once they leave the ship, they're taken to ripening facilities. From here, the bananas are stored in ripening chambers, as you can see to your left. These are rooms that make it very similar to what ideal conditions the bananas like. Earlier, we mentioned how the bananas like being around 78 degrees Fahrenheit. This room will be set to the perfect temperature for these bananas to grow. These chambers perfectly ripen the banana, usually in about 5 days. When bananas arrive to these chambers, they are oftentimes still green. When they come out of these chambers is when they get their yellow tone. When the bananas have reached the ideal level of ripeness, they then travel to a distribution center. These are the people that get to pick if these bananas are going to be stored or sent to their final destination. Hmm, what's their final destination? Oh, duh, the supermarket, so that you can have bananas at home. Because bananas are so accessible, we oftentimes forget all of the hard work that goes into getting bananas into our grocery stores. Next time you're eating a banana or you see someone around you eating one, maybe you can educate them. Tell them how many people worked long hours just to get that banana into your grocery store. I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great week on purpose.